Look, to be honest, I don't really want to be discussing coronavirus anymore, and I'm sure you don't want to be hearing about it anymore, especially on a Friday. I think we've all had more than enough of it all for the past 2 years. But it's clear that this is very worrying news that's come out, and the markets have been shaken by it, so we need to address it. Equities have been selling off quite strongly. You can probably see the Dow over my shoulder here, and other markets have been affected as well. So let's just get straight to the point in this video. I'll tell you everything that's known right now about this new COVID strain and what's likely to happen next, and then at least you're aware of the situation. So the variant is the B11529, but the WHO is holding an emergency meeting today where they will most likely give it a new name at the point that they announce it as a variant of concern. So there'll be some sort of Greek alphabet name like we've seen with other variants. The UK Health Security Agency has said that this is the most significant variant that we've seen so far. One of the reasons for this is the number of mutations that this variant has compared to the previous ones. And so far, at the time of filming this, almost 100 cases have been detected in South Africa. Hong Kong has confirmed they have 2 cases, and in Botswana, they've been saying it's been detected in people who have even already been vaccinated. So as a result of this, the UK, Singapore and Israel have banned flights from South Africa and neighbouring countries. It's likely that other countries will also be following in their steps and announcing similar measures as well. So as well as this not being good news for people that want to travel from Southern Africa, it's also not good news for travel companies either, who have had a pretty horrific past 2 years. So what do we know about this strain so far? Well, to be honest, it's early days, so although things do sound very concerning right now, it may actually turn out to be not so serious, or not as serious as people are thinking right now. So touch wood, that could be the case. In fact, the European Molecular Biology Laboratory has said it may turn out that this variant is not as large a threat as Alpha or Delta, but the potential consequences of not acting on the possibility it could be are serious. So this is why countries are taking urgent action about this, because they want to stay ahead of it and not let it get out of control, which is fair enough. The WHO and South African scientists are studying the new variant at the moment, and they've said that so far they can see it's very different to previous ones and of serious concern. They're studying at the moment how quickly it can spread, so how transmissible it is, and whether it's resistant to vaccines or not. But results will take at least 2 weeks because they have to breed the virus and then experiment on it, so we can't expect to know for sure anytime soon. We're going to have to wait a couple of weeks for that. However, what's already clear is that this one has the most mutations out of any strain so far. I think off the top of my head it's like 30 or 50 mutations, it's a lot. So the chief scientist of the WHO has said, the new variant has a number of worrying mutations in the spike protein. Early analysis shows that this variant has a large number of mutations that require and will undergo further study. We can see from testing data in South Africa that this new variant is spreading at a much faster pace than the previous variants have, so it may be that it's more transmissible than the other ones, and it's also thought that it may be triggering a new wave in the country at the moment. So more details will emerge over the coming weeks, but we won't know for sure what the situation is until at least 2 weeks from now. We can probably expect a lot of worrying headlines, and the markets will probably be quite sensitive to it all. However, there are 2 silver linings from this. The first is that these mutations don't necessarily mean it's going to be more deadly or cause more hospitalizations. It may just end up being more transmissible, but not worse in terms of what it does to us. So fingers crossed for that one. And the other silver lining in terms of the markets is that we've been through this before and the markets have been able to shrug off any concerns relatively quickly. So it's unlikely to cause a complete meltdown or panic, more just the initial knee-jerk reaction. Now, if you want to know more about this sort of topic, about the different strains and how these mutations happen, we released a video much earlier in the year about the different strains and whether the market was overlooking them. Now, I have to say I'm sorry that we're ending the week on a downer, but I do hope you have a great weekend anyway. Don't panic too much until we know more details about this situation, and I'll see you next week. Take care, guys.